Oh geez, it's so close to me.
It came right up to you. It's not scared of us.
No. I'm getting those number.
That's cool.
I know, I loved it.
Yeah, that's the part of the song I can do.
Are you doing West Side Story?
No. Mr. Rogers' song.
Oh. No, don't go out yet.
Okay.
You gotta tell me what you're doing today. You gotta say hello.
What am I doing? Hello. I'm into steel work for the shop, so it's a lot of cutting and grinding. Working with reclaimed steel is a little bit labor intensive, but that's all right. It's worth it for the price. So lots of noise making today. So I've had this pile of 6x6 steel tube for a number of years. I got it for work trade. It was a really reasonable trade, and now I'm turning it into the posts of the shop. So I have some nasty stuff to grind off of there, and I cut them to length with the circular saw. Drill 14 holes in each side.
What are the holes for?
The holes are for lumber racks and work tables, anything I want to attach to the walls.
All right, what do you want to show me?
Oh yes. It's a chicken. This is Yellow. She's a yellow chicken, and she is gonna have babies. She is Brownie. So I'll show you another thing. More chicken, because you really want it. You probably really want to see it. It's like cutie little chickens. Here we have chicks. We probably can see them right now. There they are.
So it's been 2 weeks since we showed you Mrs. Gold and her brood. So they're just over 2 weeks from hatching, maybe 2.5 weeks old. Doing fine. There's just 3 of them. And they got named after the Harry Potter series because the one in the back right now has a dark streak on his forehead. We actually don't know that he's a boy. But either way, he's Harry Potter. And then of the other 2, which one has the redder face? Yeah, the one in the front has kind of a red face, and that's Ron. And the one that's chewing on that big leaf in the back, that's Hermione.
Mrs. Goldeneye, we just help each other. I just pick that little dandelion and put it through there. Then she just takes some pieces off and gives them to her babies. But sometimes she just eats it herself, and sometimes she just leaves it there.
And if something's good food, sometimes she'll just rip it off into chunks and kind of toss it out. So it's easy for the little ones to get. We also have feed for them. This is chick feed because the layer feed has a lot of additives in it, which can be too much for the baby chicks. And then, of course, we give them clean water frequently.
Bark, 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 bark. I'm chicken. Bark, 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 bark. Bark, bark.
She's answering you. Is that a chick? Do I have another chick? Have I been missing another chick? She's going to come and try to sit on you.
Bark, bark, bark.
I often tell people that spring is not my favorite season. Of course, I mean the beginning of spring is not my favorite season. We've had weeks of struggle, fighting back the winter and getting things settled. But this is as beautiful as our mountain gets in May, in mid-spring, as life bursts up all around us and the difficulties and pressures of winter fade away into memory. Frosts are over. We're able to put out the tender annuals. The gardens start to come to life. Growth happens everywhere you're looking. The birds never stop singing, and this place really becomes magical.
You see, there's something new here.
Something new here, she says.
New fridge.
So this is a refrigerator that runs on propane, which is the same as the stove right next to it. And we have lived for 5 years without a refrigerator, and we decided it was time to lock it in. There's some venting still to be done to create a vent for the hot air that's coming out of the fridge, but install went pretty smoothly, and now we are civilized folk.
Feel up here. Really hot.
It's hot there. Yeah, the hot air is coming out.
Hot air is rising up onto my hand.
Yeah. Are you gonna like having a refrigerator?
Uh-huh.
Okay, but don't leave the door open all the time.
I just like feeling that ice tray because it's really cold.
But honey, that's not what it's for.
Yeah, but what if it was we could put it in a little bag so when I like if I have bloody knee, we could put an ice pack on it.
Yes, but you don't have a bloody knee right now.
Oh yeah.
And so begins the era of my life in which I repeatedly say, close the refrigerator door.
But look at this. It's ice right there.
I know, close the refrigerator door.
Let's come off the bus first today. We were buddies. And we were walking around. Petals come from the tree right there.
Aren't they pretty?
They're really pretty.
Do you really think we'll have Mrs. Gold's chicks next year?
Oh, I think that once she's good at having kids, she'll have more. So this area used to be the yurt garden. It has now become Milo's garden. This bed has not been planted yet. We're going to put some warmer weather things in it. And this bed here is what we call Milo's snack bar. He is a powerful destructive force to onions, and so he needed his own onions to snack on. He's already done some damage, but they're now his own onions. And as you can see, he's got some radishes. How was it?
It's good. Well, my garlic's certainly doing well.
Your garlic looks great. This is the garlic that we planted back in October.
Oh, when we pick it for the heads, can I eat the for the garlic heads? Can I eat the greens?
Yeah, they're pretty tough at that point, but yes, there'll be more greens to eat. Hopefully they'll get scapes, and you can eat the scapes too. And this is a polyculture here that's got some lettuces and some calendula, as well as radishes. Radishes everywhere. I think there's some kale in that one too.
I love these.
Lots of radishes in here.
Elderberry trees are so awesome.
Well, good, because we planted a lot of elderberry trees.
They grow in such a cool way.
And then we've got strawberries planted out all around here. And then on the other side of this berm, there are some sugar snap peas, and then some mint and some more lettuces over there. It's all kind of mixy-uppy and casual and organic, and I just love it. The point here was to make a habitat for Milo. So he's got his place where he keeps his weapons, his weapon stash, and there's just areas that are really good for 1,000 footfalls as he walks around and practices his sword fighting and nibbles on things. Not a bad life. Okay, I'm coming. Are you getting rained on? That'd be sweet. And then the reason it's called the Dragon Garden, we pulled this out of the trash, of course. It is his symbol.
3, 4.
Can I have a super duper? It rained on me.
Right into the. Oh, it's raining on me. So I managed to get 3 out of 12 posts, cut to length, cleaned up, all the excess stuff cut off of them, and 28 holes drilled in each one. So I'm gonna try and crank out another one before it's dinner time, and then tomorrow, more of the same. That'll only get me 1/3 of the way through all of those posts. So there's lots to do. Just got to keep rolling on it.
We put white chocolate chips in this brownie batter. It was my suggestion, and both of my parents were like, let's do it. Immediately.
We took no convincing.
So this is a recipe that Nick's mom used to make, and Nick has been making for as long as I've known him. And today we are altering it, but just for fun.
It's called innovation.
Innovation.
Stella.
Good.
Do the liquid. Good night, little house. Bok, 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 bok.
She really does answer you when you do that.